Welcome to Your Word with Who with Usman Juf, a podcast where we speak with members from the music industry. Today we're shooting an episode at The Fire, located in Philadelphia off of Girard Avenue. Today we're speaking with Seth Witcher, a local Philadelphia music artist who just moved there from Allentown, Pennsylvania, looking to grow his career within the music industry. The conversation goes in depth about his background, understanding of who he is and who he wants to be in the future, a little insight into the genre of music he likes to play, write about, and what he hopes to hopefully achieve in the future. So hope you enjoy the episode. What's up, Seth? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, dude.
No problem. Happy you could join us.
Thank you. That was kind of strong.
I've been in the gym a little bit, so
Yeah.
All right. I've been told.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me, dude.
No problem, man. No problem. Happy you could join us. So tell us, who's Seth?
Okay.
Why'd you get into music a little bit? And take us down like that journey of where you started from to where you are now.
Well, I am originally from Allentown, Pennsylvania. I'm a music artist, producer, video creator. I just kind of do it all. But my goal is to sell out Madison Square Garden and have everybody in the world hear my music. So that's my motivation. That's my dream. So I think I kind of answered your first question. What was your second one?
Take us through your journey. So when did you start your music journey? How did it begin? Why did you get into music in the first place?
So I don't know. I feel like I've kind of always been doing music. I've always been in the music world. When I was like 5 or 6, I was a part of the church choir, and I would sing with the choir there. I was the youngest one there. Then my mom had me take piano lessons at that age. And then shortly after, I started playing guitar too. So I started taking guitar lessons. My singing instructor said I had like this innate ability to understand music.
Yeah.
She never took students my age before, but with me, she said it was very easy. So that was cool. My music career, quote unquote, didn't really start then though. I stopped singing in front of people when I was like 8 or so. I was made fun of when I was younger, and I just didn't sing for like 9 years in front of anyone. Until I was like 18, and then I said, screw it, I'm just gonna do what makes me happy, and so I started singing then.
So what was that, I guess, barrier that you broke to say like, hey, I got made fun of when I was in 8th grade, but now I'm willing to like put myself out there again, knowing that it could happen where I could be made fun of, but I'm going to do it anyway, just because I love it.
It's just like, I got so tired of not doing what made me happy.
Yeah.
So I had lived a life running from the possibility of embarrassment and people not accepting me for what I love and for who I am. So at that point, when I was like 17, 18, I was like, screw it. Like, I don't care if people like how I sound. I don't care if people support me. I don't need them to support me. It's not about them. You know, I'm doing this for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot.
It just kind of built up, you know?
Yeah.
It's one of those things. Like, my dad always said that I had like the best voice in my family. I'm like one of 4, you know?
Okay.
So he always said I had like the best voice in my family, and he would always ask me to sing. Whenever people were at the house, he'd ask me to sing for them. You know, he'd always encourage me to, and I would like just never sing. I would always shoot him down. And like, you know, kind of feel like some disappointment from them.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, you know, you don't want to make them feel bad.
Yeah.
You know, but I did it all the time, and like, I felt bad too because I wanted to sing, but I was afraid. And so just all that kind of stuff building up, it just, I don't know, I just got tired of it.
Yeah. Did you, did you start off by writing or your own music that you sing?
Mm-hmm.
Or did you start off by listening to other people sing and then singing their lyrics?
Mm-hmm.
How'd you get into it initially?
That's a good question. I mean, I've always played guitar.
Okay.
I dropped the piano because I loved the guitar better.
Damn.
Loved it more.
It's
Yeah.
too old fashioned?
No, I guess playing the guitar, it just felt like an extension of me.
Okay.
Playing the piano felt like just pushing buttons. And I don't know, I just love the guitar more for that reason.
Yeah.
I could be more emotional. So even though I wasn't singing, I would always play. I would always, look up tutorials on YouTube, like how to play like rock songs. So like my very first song I ever taught myself was "Stairway to Heaven" by Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that song. I would always play like AC/DC, like those kind of,
Yeah.
like classic rock. That was
Damn.
my thing. So yeah, I feel like I went around the question you asked. Can you ask it one more time? Can you remind me?
Yeah, no problem. So basically getting into like your style of like where you are now, like did it come off of like you just writing music initially yourself, or did you like hear another artist perform within the rock genre? It seems like genre you like in particular, that you wanted to like sing their music first, or that was the inspirational first and then the writing came later. What was like first for you?
It's kind of interesting to answer that question because what I am is a accumulation.
Yeah.
It's built up over so many years and so many different things. So, for instance, my music is very introspective. That came like early on. I've always just wanted to be just naked and just show everybody who I am. I've always wanted to just be that way because then, I could help people kind of relate with themselves. So that's kind of like how I've always been. But then I grew up with rock. I love rock, and it's kind of weird because like my parents, like my dad loves jazz, loves R&B, and for me, I didn't really gravitate towards those genres. For me, I loved rock. I loved punk. I loved metal. Like that. That's my that's what I gravitated towards. When I first started making music, my friends, they said, "Seth, like, I don't know about your singing, but you can write lyrics for sure." And they were like from the very beginning, apparently, I've always had this ability to just write lyrics that people resonated with. And so, I guess I started out as a writer, but the cool thing about all of it, as I kept pursuing music, once I got over the fear of singing, was that I didn't have a reference for how bad I sounded. So I was just kind of like an idiot, and I was just singing. I would sing in bars, and I would sing in stores. I would sing in stadiums, and I didn't know how bad I sounded, because at that point I was just doing it because I loved it, and that was it. And over that time, years, I started to get better and better. My awareness for how I sounded started to improve as well. So it kind of just worked out. My influences, as far as like what really inspires my sound now, it's like Panic at the Disco, Paramore,
Good band.
Juice WRLD, XXX. Those are like my four big influences. But I mean, I love Ed Sheeran. Like, he was a huge one for me too.
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I'm just like I don't know. Like, you just throw stuff in a pot and you get me. Like, that's just kind of what happened.
Hey, that's good.
Yeah.
It's something different, I'll say. That's what you typically see right now in the industry. Whereas, like, I think we had an era of like mumble rappers, pop off, and then now it's transitioning to people who are more like instrumental, that have a little more pop to them. Someone like Ed Sheeran, like, who's an artist that I never thought I'd be listening to, but someone I actually love listening to.
Yeah.
Because he does know how to play an instrumental. But then he also knows how to rap as well. So he has a combination of like being able to sing, being
He's
able
really
to rap.
versatile.
Yeah, and I've seen him perform and play with artists I typically listen to, and I'm like, this is a terrible combo, like on paper, but you hear them play together, you just love it.
Yeah.
And that's something I see like with you as well, like having a Philly artist, like rapper, being able to like rap on songs that you've written and you being able to sing as well, I think is a deadly combo. Something I want to see like happen in the future, near future, but time will tell.
It might.
Yeah.
I'm always just looking for people that make me feel something.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of new to the Philly scene,
Yeah.
but I have found a couple of people that are pretty dope. So we're working on some stuff.
All right, cool. Something to look forward to. So you mentioned that pop rock is like the genre that you're into now. And you mentioned how you got into it. There aren't too many people like who are African American within that genre. How has I guess the scene embraced you in a positive, negative way? Have you seen it like change since you got into it, where it's been more inclusive of the type of people that are actually performing? What's your thoughts on it?
Okay, well, first let me just say, there's no gatekeeper of the rock scene that I've met. It's like, hey, you're black, but you're cool. Like I've never, like there's no, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know how else to answer your question other than like, I grew up homeschooled until I went to high school. So, you know, I lived with my parents obviously, and they taught me, you know, how to read, write, you know, all that kind of stuff. And we lived in the whitest place you could ever imagine. We were the only like black family there, and that's what I grew up with. I grew up with the racism. I grew up, you know, feeling like out of place. I grew up with all of it, and then I had to learn how to just embrace it and just kind of embrace myself in that environment, and you know, ultimately like just not even acknowledge the difference anymore, and just know that we're people instead. So. I think that really kind of has a big part to play in like the music I like and, you know, what I'm listening to. Even though I was like, you know, homeschooled, so I wasn't really around other kids. Like what was on the radio was like rock, you know, and that's what I loved, you know. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm in this genre, I guess. That's why I make the music I make, because that's what I grew up with, hearing. Yeah, but like no one's ever said to me like, yo, like wow, it's good to see you, brother, or I don't know, like I don't know. Nobody's ever done anything like that. I think I do know that I am kind of like an anomaly in a way.
Yeah.
Even like where I play now. So like I play a lot. I started playing in like Allentown. And, you know, now it's becoming more diverse, but before it wasn't, and I was, you know, playing in bars. That's where I got my start, playing in bars. It was all white people. Just me playing an acoustic guitar with all white people. And I was aware that, you know, yeah, I'm African American, so immediately I'm drawing people's attention because people are not expecting someone who looks like me to be singing the music that they listen to, you know? And so for me, that kind of gave me an edge.
Yeah.
You know, when I first started and even now, it's like that initial, like, okay, I want to hear what he's got. And then, you know, you hear me sing, and, you know, people, they say that I remind them of John Legend a little bit with my vocals, which is interesting, because I don't listen to his music.
Really?
So, yeah, I don't listen to his music. So that's interesting to hear. But then you'll have people say that I remind them of Juice WRLD a bit. And, Panic a little bit. What's his name? Machine Gun Kelly, like,
Yeah, I feel like Machine Gun Kelly is a stretch, but
people
I think
have
it's
said
early.
that.
I think it's
Multiple
early
people
stuff.
have said that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's that's what people hear, and I think it's cool looking like me singing like the kind of music that I'm singing. You know.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's very encouraging that they name drop artists that I guess you may look up to as well, that you hopefully want to become. in the future?
Yeah, I mean, like
as
at
well?
first, like when people first said, "Oh, like John Legend," right? Like,
Yeah.
I hated it because I don't want to be compared to anybody else. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
Seth, I'm me, you know, I'm
Yeah.
no one else. But someone told me that when they compare you to somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
that's a good thing because there's already a place for that person in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not saying that you sound exactly like them, but there's things about what you do that sounds like them, and it's a good thing. It's a compliment.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've just kind of learned to embrace those two. I don't really look for them. I know that I have my own little place,
Yeah.
but it is cool to hear.
That's good. I
Yeah.
like that. I like that. Let's take a step back and walk us through your creative process.
Hmm.
Is it a sit down like every day, a little bit right here and there, or is it more like inspirational moment
Hmm.
that triggers that? Okay, now I need to write this particular song, or write about this particular moment.
Hmm.
Walk us through like your creative process of developing a new song.
It's everything, dude.
Yeah.
Some songs I will hear in my sleep and I'll just make them. Some songs I will be hearing them while I'm sitting on the toilet. Like some songs I will be working on like for hours,
Yeah.
days, weeks, and then the words and the progressions finally click. Like, so the way I kind of approach it is I treat it like a job. Like I try to spend time every day like writing, but that inspiration hits whenever it's gonna want to hit. For me, um, it's not like something I could just pull out and all of a sudden all these words come out and like the song is there, it's ready.
Yeah.
For me, it's like something I got to work at. And so for me, you know how they say, just put your shoes on. You know, just put your shoes on and like that, like just kind of be ready for the day. Show up. That's all you got to do. Just show up. So for me, that's my approach. Just showing up when it comes to writing songs, making music, and the songs come. You know, like when you are available, then you're allowing yourself to be there when that inspiration is going to hit.
Yeah.
So that's my approach.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
I think everyone I've spoken to so far embraces the same like challenges of like writing and developing new music as well. Of it's a little bit like every single day, but then there's also moments where it just clicks, and when it does click, they can write a song in like an hour, and it's done. But there's also other times where it takes 3 months, 4 months to produce one song, and just because they haven't fully thought out of like exactly what they want to express. So I hear where you're coming from, like in terms of like your creative process.
Yeah.
That's really, really awesome. You mentioned that Madison Square Garden is the goal of selling it out. How do we get there from where we are now? What are the steps that you want to take to get to Madison Square Garden, to selling it out, to have your names on billboards? What's that journey look like for you?
The cool thing about all this is that there really is no blueprint.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own journey and their own story. And like I mentioned before, like when you see, I guess it was off camera, when you see somebody, you're seeing the accumulation of everyone who's ever like put anything into them.
Yeah.
It takes a village. It takes a group, you know? It takes a team. And so, like, yeah, I could say, okay, I've got like this 10-year plan and I'm going to do this by this year, this by this year, this, you know. And I have that roughly, but I do know I'm not able to do everything on my own. So my approach is, again, showing up. Like, so for me, I don't live in Philly, but I drive here like every day, you know, going to shows, supporting people, putting on shows at the Fire, you know, like, because I want to be at the right place at the right time. I know I'm kind of at that point now where it really just takes one person to say, okay, I want you to play on this stage. And then it'll be like a game changer. Right now, I'm like, no one knows who I am. I'm like a nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, in my city, in my town, people know me, but the world does not know me.
Yeah.
I am getting very close, I believe, to the person that I need to be on those stages. So I'm not rushing anything. There was a point when I was really just kind of like insecure about it and like really beating myself up for not being, on those stages already. Like you've got people who are like 16 and they're just killing it, and they're on these giant stages opening for people, headlining shows. I'm 24 and I'm sitting here and, like I used to get my head about it, but everybody has their own story and their own journey, and like the fact of the matter is that I'm doing all I can. So it'll happen eventually, Like the world's just gonna be ready for me when it happens. The world's not ready right now, and that's fine,
That's good. That's good. And I think when you do get there, it's gonna be phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I've seen you perform, heard your music, and I'm a fan already. So I can only imagine what other people are gonna feel like when they actually hear the music and when you get to share it with them.
Thank you.
And I look forward to that moment.
Thank you. Yeah, me too, dude. And like one of the things I'm like really working on now, honestly, is like really enjoying the moment. I feel like a lot of times, when you are very driven, it's kind of hard to just like enjoy where you are, because maybe subconsciously you think that if you kind of put that drive or put that like that insatiable hunger down for a second, then you won't work to get to where you want to go. But I've learned that drive is in me. It's a part of me. Like the desires I have, they are me. That's not going anywhere. So I'm learning to like be able to be like on this stage and play a show and enjoy it. Like I sold out Godfrey Daniels, which is a really cool accomplishment in itself. Sold like 80 tickets. 80 people came out to see me, and like I was just sitting down in my room today. The show was like maybe, I don't know, 5 days ago or something like that. And I was just sitting down in my room just looking at my guitar, and I was just thinking about all the moments that led up to that. Like me being, that little kid who is afraid to sing in front of anybody, Like me playing at my first show getting booed. Like, me being on the radio for the first time. Different interviews I've had. People who have come up to me said, like, Seth, your music changed my life. Like, people crying. Like, all that, these people supported me, and they're the reason why I was on that stage. So when people see me on that stage, they don't notice it, they don't realize it, but there's a whole mountain of people behind me supporting me to be there. And I was just kind of like sitting back. I was just kind of, I don't know, I was kind of just thankful for that moment. And I want to be more like that, because otherwise I think that my life would just pass by like that and I won't remember. And I don't know, I feel like that's the scariest thing ever. So
I hear that.
So like I have these goals. And I will obtain them. That was the whole point. I have these goals.
That's good.
But like I'm learning to enjoy the moment. And like just chill. You know what I'm saying?
Good. Yeah. It reminds me of like advice that I was given. It's like, remember the little things as you grow through like whatever you're going through. Because you never know, like looking back at key moments throughout that journey of like little like snippets of like highlights of your ultimate like accomplishment that you achieved that helped you get there. So like for you it was having shows like here at the Fire or having shows in Allentown that got you to a sold out show, your songs being on the radio, and having other interviews with news stations where now it's amplifying and growing, where now the next goal may be to sell out a 120-person show where that fan base continues to expand over time, which is phenomenal because then you look back at it, it started off with 80, but then now it's at 1 million people is coming to see me perform live. And you always look back at it as like, damn, I still remember that 80-person show. Just because it's like the first show I actually sold out. And that's such a like key moment that will like live with you for the rest of your life, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, dude. And like, here's one of the things that I kind of realized from having this show is
Yeah.
like, a lot of times we kind of I don't know how to say it. We romanticize like these performances. Like you see Logic sold out the Garden, for instance, or you look at Russ. He's playing these huge shows. Or
Yeah.
Paramore. They're playing at
Yeah.
Madison Square Garden too. Like all these people, you look at it like, wow. Like I wish I could do that. And I don't know if it registers. At least it didn't for me. Like the work that goes into it. By the time I got on that stage at Godfrey Daniels and I sold it out, like I didn't feel like I was like surprised.
Yeah.
I knew I worked for it and I earned it. Every single person that was at that show I've reached out to. Every single person I invited. They weren't all family friends. They were just people on my social media that liked my posts and I reached out to them individually, followed up with them, followed up again. So it made me it kind of disillusioned me. I was like, wow, like it takes work and that's fine. like that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm happy for the work. But it's so funny how life works. It's like all that time I was putting in, playing at bar. Like, so I make my living playing. So I play 3 hours, 4-hour sets at bars.
Yeah.
That's how I get paid. That's how I pay my way through college. That's my rent. That's how I do
Yeah.
I'm doing so all those hours, thousands of hours, like playing, practicing, driving, like all those things. It's like it all led up to that moment, and like without that time, without the hard work, the show would not have sold out. It wouldn't have even happened the way it happened. And that's just kind of, I don't know. It feels good. It's like, yeah, all this stuff is really, it's working towards, my goals. Like in the moments I don't see it, and I'm like, I want to be bummed out and stressed out and depressed, and it's like, no, like these moments are what will build you and carry you, so that way you can be on those stages, you can do those things, and you can impact the people that that need to be impacted by you, that only you can impact.
I get that 100%. And good on you for like reaching out to people like on like social who likes your posts, comments on your posts. You don't see that. I hear that a lot more with up and coming artists reaching out to like their fan base for support, and like fans actually being shocked that an artist who they deem like is like here, while they may think that they're here, reaching out to them is like impactful, because you never know what's going on in their lives as well. If you reach out and saying thank you for support, may uplift that individual and make them feel seen by you just message them, like, which takes maybe like 30 seconds out of your day, but has a great impact on their lives. And you just never know what could happen, how it could change, impact someone, which is phenomenal. So good on you for that too.
I appreciate it.
So look at your sweat hoodie. Naruto?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love anime.
So it's a Sharingan.
Sharingan?
Yeah. Is it?
You said Sharingan.
I don't know.
No, it's, what Naruto you been watching? It's Sharingan.
Sharingan?
Yeah.
All right. Damn, I'm about to get killed for that. But
it's okay, bro. It's all up.
I'm also a big fan of the show.
Yeah.
Have you been watching Boruto?
Yes. So I'm caught up to date.
Yeah.
My brother, he convinced me to keep going. Boruto sucks, but like the final like episodes that's up, like they're dope. And because of those, I read all the manga, so I'm caught up to date with that. That goes crazy. So I'm like, okay. Now I'm back in. I got my seatbelt. I love anime, dude. Like for me, it's literally it's music or anime and manga. Like I personally believe that musicians and stuff, like artists, whether it's visual or audible, whatever, like they are the biggest, like how do you even say it? Like they just want to escape. I think that's what it is, like escapism. So For me, yeah, dude. When I'm not making music, if I need to like relax, I will just lay down and I will read manga all day. I will watch anime, like, because for me, like, I need that break. Because like, music is 24/7. It's a job, like
Yeah.
all the time. At least the way I do it, reaching out to people, messaging people, like making music. Like all that.
Yeah.
I do everything. So it's like you gotta rest so you don't burn out. But yeah. Naruto is dope. Not my favorite.
Not your favorite.
No, it's not my favorite. It's
All
one of the
right.
ones that I started out with though.
So,
It's
what's your top 5?
good. Manga or anime?
Anime.
Okay.
So wait, let's pivot then. What's the difference between manga and then anime? Because I don't know.
Some manga don't have an anime yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but like all the
So-
anime comes from a manga usually.
Is it more manga like almost like a, I guess, comic book? Probably isn't the right term, but
Think of it, yeah, it's like the source material. Like that's
Okay.
where the anime comes from. So like
Yeah.
manga, like you could. The reason why I like anime and like manga is that like it reads almost like a novel, but it is a comic book.
Okay.
But it reads like a novel.
yeah.
So it's like in depth and it's cool. So yeah, but it's the source material.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Which one, anime or manga? You tell me.
anime.
Okay.
Yeah.
Top 5. Number 1. It's not an anime, but you know what? Number 1, Steins Gate.
Steins Gate. Okay.
Yeah. Number 2, not an anime, but Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yes.
Can't go wrong with that one.
No. Yeah.
Man, number 3, that would probably have to be like Naruto and
Okay.
Naruto Shippuden. Like you can't really go
That's really
wrong
good.
with it.
Yeah.
If you skip the fillers. Man, number 4, what did I really enjoy? I watched so much. It's like I don't even know. It's kind of like lost in the void. Okay, so people might hate me for this, but I really liked Tokyo Ghoul, the first season.
I didn't watch that.
Something about it. I'm kind of like a sucker for like the fantasy and like the vampire, like kind of.
Okay.
I just liked it. So Tokyo Ghoul, I really liked the first season. The rest is trash. And number 5, I mean, like, you got the stereotypical like One Punch Man and
yeah,
My
good.
Hero Academia and like
That was good.
but like not those didn't really like get me like, oh my gosh, like I gotta keep watching, like I'm lost now and I'm just watching this. Dude, oh man.
So, what about Attack on Titan?
So that one I still have to finish.
Okay.
It depresses me a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But
It is
man,
depressing.
I gotta. Man, I feel like there's one more. I'll give it to Demon Slayer.
That was really good.
It is good.
Yeah.
Like the art is dope. The story is not like super original. It's not like fantastic, but I don't know. It's enough to get me to like keep wanting to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. So I'll say Naruto's probably my favorite
Okay.
anime. I do like Demon Slayer for the visuals, but there's no storyline. I think the reason I like Naruto compared to like any other anime I've seen is because how in depth they go into like the character development for each individual character. It almost has like a freaking, it feels like 6-episode long backstory.
Yeah. That one does get you to feel things.
I know. So I'll say that's probably my favorite anime.
Yeah.
But that's something I got into like recently for myself as an escape, as you mentioned. Just something other than like regular TV shows, something that I could like venture into and find something else that's like interesting and like good, and something that me and my best friend got into like during the pandemic.
Yeah.
We got into like an anime binge and we just like didn't stop.
That's a good use of your time. Right
Yeah.
There. What's number 3 for you?
Number 3, so I'm blanking on the name, but I'll describe it, where he's wearing a white headband, or is it, he has white hair, black headband.
Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yes.
Okay.
That one, and then it's another show like very, very similar to Naruto. I think it's like Black Clover.
Black Clover? That's
Yeah.
in your top 5?
That's
It's all right. I won't judge you. Go ahead.
It's good. I think the new season will be good.
All
I think
right.
the new season will be good.
All right.
Damn, that's another one. I'm blanking on one that I would actually really liked. But I think it's like only one season. One Punch Man was good. I wish it had more. My Hero Academy was good. But I'll say that's might be my top 3, 4 that I've watched and like really enjoyed. There's other ones that I've watched and like a couple of episodes and I'm like, turned it off, but I'll get back into it.
So since we talked about anime, let me just tell you, if you ever want to read manga, okay?
Yeah.
Now, before I continue, let me let you know, like,
Okay.
my friends have been telling me to read manga, and
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't want to, because that's just like extra work. Like, why do it, And you got to read a different way. It's like right to left that you're reading the panels, not left to right, what we're used to. Whatever we're used to. Whatever we're used to is the opposite.
Okay.
That's how manga is. So like,
Alright. So it's left to right. Right to left.
Yeah, I never wanted to like get into it because it just felt like extra. Dude, I'm reading. 8 hours are gone. I don't even realize. So here's my top 5. Berserk, number 1. Berserk, number 1. Okay. I love the darkness. I love the realism. I love it. Berserk, number 1. Okay. Number 2, One Piece. One Piece anime is just very long, but the manga is like succinct and like super dope.
Yeah.
So number 2, One Piece for sure. Number 3, I would honestly give it to there's this one. It's called, oh man, there's so many good ones. Man, Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling is fantastic. Okay. So, and you can watch the tape back. You can watch the tape back. You can remember this. You don't got to think about it now. Number 4, I would probably give it to Dawn to Dawn.
Dawn to Dawn.
Yeah, it's a new manga, but it's like they mix like spirits and like people getting possessed and stuff like that with like aliens, and it's all like in the same world. It's really, really cool, really creative. I love it. Number 5, I feel like I'm keeping up with I feel like I'm keeping up with My Hero Academia with the manga. So like the manga is pretty good for it. It's like not like something I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta read this. But like I do keep up. So those are my top 5 manga. You can watch that back if you want.
Yeah,
I'm
going to.
One day.
I'll listen to the recording and like jot those down.
Berserk, number 1. Never forget. It's like the top one in the world too, and it's for a reason. But like Berserk.
And they don't have an anime for it.
They do, but the anime sucks.
Damn.
So just read the manga. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Will do. Kind of pivoted there, but want to bring it back because you mentioned that you are juggling a lot of stuff. So how do you, I guess, make sure you're on top of everything that you need to have done? And what's your, like, I guess, time management process look like that could be beneficial for you, but could also be beneficial for other people as well?
Okay. I will just answer both questions right now, succinctly. So I just have like a notebook app, and I write everything I have to get done in the day on the app. And then as I get them done, I just delete it, I have things that I want to do in the day, and I have things that I have to get done. Right now, I don't have a manager. Not really looking for one. I'm the guy, so I manage myself, manage my band. I make the music. I make the videos. I do everything. So I gotta have everything very organized. So that's how I do it with a list.
Good. Yeah. Damn. So, and the way that I guess your outlet is the anime to break away from all that.
Yeah, like for me, it's like when you're kind of like at the point and you felt it, I'm sure, when everybody's always drawing on you, people trying to reach out all the time, things you have to get done, all that, everything, even just responding to somebody is like a mental drain. and like it just drains your energy. So like I can't text people sometimes. I can't, like I just need to just literally lay down. Like I just need to lay down. So I will lay down, I'll put the blanket over my head and I'll just like read my manga or I'll watch my anime or I'll play video games or something. I like to read more than play video games though, but like I'll read, you know, whatever. And I'll do that for like 8 hours or until I'm done with the series. Like I binge everything. I like consume it. And then when I'm done, then I feel ready to go again. And then I just keep, yeah, it's probably not healthy. I should probably just like have like little breaks in between so that way I don't burn out.
Yeah.
But right now it's kind of how it's been.
All right, good. That's good. That's good. You need some balance in your life, which is needed, I think, for anyone that is like looking to get to the point where you are in their life. It's like you need that balance, or you are going to burn out.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
I've burned out many times, dude. Many times. Bro, it's like kind of scary and if you don't know what to do with it. Yeah, like your desire to succeed and all that is gone. Your drive is gone. You're just like, you know, you're just a husk. Like, you know. Yeah. But when you know what to do, it's like, okay, well, I just need to lay down now, you know. Yeah. And I'm grateful, like I have people around me who understand. So, you know, if I'm in that mood, people leave me alone, you know. I'm just chilling.
That's
good.
Know?
Yeah.
Good. I like that. Before I let you go, is there anything that you've been working on, anything coming up that you like mention before you go?
Well, this is probably gonna come out. I don't know. When did you say?
I would say a couple months.
Yeah, a couple months.
Yeah.
So y'all don't know when this is even being taped, but it's gonna happen a couple months from whenever. So anyway, well, you know, I'm working on a couple of songs, a couple of projects. One of them that I'm really excited for is called "Afraid of Love." It's a song.
Okay.
And I'm working with a college for the music video. They've got a whole class and everything dedicated to making this music video for me. And we're using like state-of-the-art technology. What they used to film the Mandalorian, the VFX, the screens, everything.
Yeah.
We're using that for my video. So, you know, that'll probably be out before this is out. But if not, then you can stay tuned to my stuff. My YouTube, Instagram, whatever. Just type in Seth Witcher. And, you know, you can find whatever. But if it's already out, then, you know, I'm going to be releasing more singles and stuff like that. Right now, I'm just kind of focusing on singles. You know, all the music I have out right now it's March 30th, 2023. So all the music that I have out at this point, I've done myself. Okay. I've done in my room. I've done and I've produced, I've mixed it, I send it to somebody for mastering, but I pretty much do everything. So, you know, for the level I want to be at, I want to have a team where I'm not doing everything. And you get a better quality too. So that's where I'm at now with my music. So I'm going to be making high quality singles, high quality albums, stuff like that. And I guess maybe for the consumers, maybe they won't really appreciate it as much as the people behind the scenes, like you and me. A lot of times, like you'll find like people who, like hip hop artists, for instance, like they'll release stuff and it sounds dope, but they didn't make the beat usually. They just got the vocals. They go to the studio, whatever. They're not making the videos. They're not doing, like I'm doing everything, and so it is harder initially to do it the way I'm doing it. But I think it's more sustainable in the long run because people don't care about you. People will use you. So the more that you know how to do, and the more knowledgeable you are, you can handpick people to do things for you. You can just push a button, and then you win. Yeah. That's the goal. That's what's happening. So when this comes out, then you can just go on my YouTube or wherever, just type in Seth Witcher, and you'll listen and see some really cool stuff.
Awesome. And as like a final question before we end the show, something I ask every guest we speak to: what's the best advice that you were ever given, and maybe what's the worst advice that you were given that you don't recommend to anyone else to take?
The best advice that I was ever given?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have the best advice someone's given me, and then I have the advice I would give somebody.
Okay.
The best advice that someone's ever given me is to trust your gut. I've had a lot of people, appear one way, and they were like a lion in sheep's clothes. Like it was like a wolf in sheep.
Yeah.
It was like some weird stuff. But if I trusted my gut, then I wouldn't have ended up in the situations I was in. So trusting your gut for sure is like the most important thing to do in this industry. As far as advice I would give people is to love themselves, and it's not what you think. You say love yourself. Like me being able to take a break and just play video games or read manga, that's loving myself.
Yeah.
Me respecting myself enough to not accept certain behavior from different people, that's loving myself. Like, loving yourself is the most important thing ever. Put yourself first, I believe. Put yourself first so that way you can take care of other people. A lot of times people have it twisted. They help other people, but that's how you get hurt and that's how you get used. Love yourself enough to take care of yourself so that way you can then help people. People are not using you, and if they are using you, you're aware of it, you can use them back. But anyway, worst advice ever. Dude, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
like why would I give that mental space? I'm sorry, I don't
I
don't have worst advice for you.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
No, it's not needed. It's not needed. It's
Cool.
something I asked.
Cool, yeah.
Something I asked just in case, like, someone ever gave you, like, terrible advice that you thought was good advice that you realized after doing it was like, all right, that was terrible. I'm never going to do that again. I would never recommend that to anyone else ever again either. That you could, like, share, right? But if there isn't, then no worries.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm grateful for my parents because I've always had the perspective of loving myself first.
Yeah.
So when people like say stupid things, I don't.
You're aware of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, that's good. That's good. It's like it's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's like just aware of like what's going on. It's like that sounds like BS. So I'm not going to listen to what you're saying.
Right. Yeah. No, you
All
can
right, I get
smell
that.
it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
well,
man.
Seth, appreciate you having you on the show.
Likewise.
It was an honor speaking with you.
And like I said to you before, bro, like I appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because like I said, nobody knows who I am right now, and the people who do know me, like it's a small group of people right now.
Yeah.
But you took the time to interview me because you saw something in me and you like my music enough to have me on here, and like that means more to me than you'll ever know. So I'm gonna remember this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And when I'm big and famous and all that kind of stuff, I'll have you at some parties and stuff like that, and we'll be able to do this again.
All right, cool. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you, dude.
Yeah.
There you go again with that strong, bro. I can't tell if you're trying to like hurt me.
Nah, really, it's
like,
it's always a dab. It's always a dab, man. It's always a dab. Gets me. I don't know. It's always that, and then there's always the pop too. But
Yeah. No, but
It's
I
good.
appreciate you, Usman.
No problem, bro.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Let's go. It's good.
Thanks, dude.